Says I'm live, so I should probably start talking. Can anybody confirm that everything's working okay? Sounds like it is. How you doing? The temperature here is 73 degrees, but it feels, the humidity is 97, and it's grotesque. I don't know. I'm a person that is changing a lot, so maybe I could learn to like the humidity. Do you think you could like the humidity? I mean, I did learn to like Lou Diamond Phillips. I didn't like him. I didn't like them. I don't know why. That whole Brat Pack kind of thing that he was part of. But then I liked him in Longmire. By the way, how does the lighting look? Is it all right? I think it looks good. And what else have I changed recently? I eat kale. But I did make it down to 172 pounds for a moment, for one day. I'm a firm believer in weighing every day because it gives me some sort of motivation to not eat that thing that I wanted to eat. We will get to the topic of freedom, etc. And is freedom licensed to be rude? But in the meantime, other things, I'm sort of wrestling with food. I had a wonderful time with my brother up in, we drove around the small towns of Vermont. Near Brattleboro, we went to Saul Bellows Falls, and White River Junction, I think. We did not go to Brattleboro. That's on the docket. I don't know why I'm super fascinated by these places, and I'm going to do some videos on them. And I should have broadcast live from there, but I didn't bring my phone. My movements here, a little bit of herky-jerky. Interesting. That's okay. Let's see what Reagan has to say. Good afternoon. Bradley looks good. Good. So, all right, let's get to the matter before us here. And by the way, did you watch Bill Maher? You should always watch Bill Maher. I'm a Bill Maher. If you want to know my politics, if some people say they're Kennedy Democrats or Reagan Republicans, I'm a Bill Maher liberal. Bill Maher is a liberal, but he is one that thinks that the far left has gone too far and woke is too woke, and that cancel culture has gone too far. You can even get canceled. You can lose your job because not for doing anything, but for not protesting hard enough against something else somebody did that you might think was on the border, not that bad. If you are seen to not be angry enough about some perceived woke wrong, then you too can get fired. That could be too far. What if I just want to mind my own business? Johnny Graham says diet gets important as life gets on. Yeah, no kidding. We go a lot of John's going through a lot of changes in that area too. At least we look good. John, you do look good. You've always been a super stud. John, by the way, is a guy who hooked me up with the Morocco trip, meaning he hooked me up with a dude there that was connected, and it made the trip a lot better. Thank you for that. And the reason I'm thinking of that, John, is because I'm redoing all the Morocco videos, as you may have noticed. John's father built the hotel I stayed at with help. And it wasn't just him and a hammer and a saw. I mean, but he designed it, I guess. I'll show the hotel to you at some point. So Here we go into this dangerous area of politics. Some may say, "Oh, Bradley, you're a genius for not talking about politics." Others may say that you're a wimp for not talking about politics. I don't really like talking about personalities in politics, but more political theory and philosophy. But something for a long time has bothered me or made me think, and that is this. It has to do with, well, it looks like the far right has co-opted the American flag, and it made it their symbol, an icon of them. But it means much more than just our side. And I'm asking you, what do you think it means? What do you think the American flag means now? It used to mean something different when we saluted it in school, I think. It was just pretty straightforward. We salute the flag of the United States of America and the republic for which it stands. One nation. We're just saying, yep. By the way, one nation. Now we're not one nation. Back in the day, the flag represented one nation. We are now two nations, pretty much. So what does the flag mean to you? When you see a flag being waved in a truck, a big giant flag in the back of a pickup truck, I'm talking, 6 foot by 4 foot flag jammed in the back of a pickup truck. What's the message there? The message is not yay for America. To me, the message is, I get to do what I want and you just saw it off. To me, when I see that, it says, I get to do what I want, even if it hurts other people, because this is a free country. And if you don't like it, you can just leave. That's what it says to me. To me, it's a finger in the eye. It's a middle finger. What that is them flipping you the bird, and unfortunately using the great American flag to do it. What does it mean when somebody on a bridge? No, Reagan doesn't mean that anymore. Doesn't mean land of the free. It means a whole lot more. I mean, it means, now it seems to mean, I get to do what I want, even if it hurts you. A flag now gets to mean I don't have to wear a mask because it's a free country, and I don't care about you. I don't care about other people. That's what it seems to mean now. What does it mean when somebody says USA and spells it on the bridge? USA. Is it just a support of one great nation? No, it's not. It's talking about what that is again co-opting this symbol for your beliefs and not the rest of the Americans' beliefs. The flag now is an icon for half the country, which is too bad. When I see someone write USA, to me, this is a conservative symbol with a conservative message that says things like, I'm not wearing a mask. It probably has to do with gun rights, which is fine with me. It's saying stay home. I think that USA is saying stay out. Immigrants, both the flag and the USA, and it's just too bad to me that the liberals who are concerned about others have foolishly given up that icon and let it be owned by the hard right. So I don't know what they can do to take it back. It's too bad though. The rest of us, the flag isn't our symbol anymore, It only seems to stand for hard right principles. But more, or in addition, the idea of freedom now used to mean one thing to the founding fathers. It used to mean, well, now it means I get to do what I want, and the heck with you. That's now what freedom seems to mean, and what the flag seems to mean. I get to do what I want, regardless of how it may harm others. And I think it's too bad that it's come to that. The American flag has also come to mean, unfortunately, it is now associated with those who side with the forces that tried to dismantle democracy on January 6th. The American flag is now the icon and the symbol of those who still say, in spite of all the evidence, much like flat earthers, that the election was rigged, that it was wrong, that it was stolen from them. That's what the flag represents now. It's too bad. And that's very dangerous to the nation. That's the kind of thing you see in foreign countries that fall apart. If you ever stop to wonder, wow, why is our country doing so well? How has it been doing so well for so long? Because we stuck to the principles, including peaceful transfer of power. And that was more important than the individual. That was more important than the party. It was the team. But now it's not. And now, out of just a desire to stay in the club, in the House of Representatives or in the Senate, they're willing to sell their souls, to sell the nation out, to dismantle and deconstruct the system that has worked so very well. And for that, I have to keep super amounts of shame on any lawmaker that denies the truth to stay in power, that still sides with the architect of January 6th attempt to overthrow the government. Shame on them. There should be consequences. And unfortunately, shame on anyone who continues to support them. If you don't like me anymore because of that, well, I mean, if you're going to support someone who supports the architect of the attempt to destroy the nation on January 6th, then I don't feel any great loss. Bye-bye. And frankly, you'll be saving me a lot of time by saying goodbye. The connection here looks a little shaky, and I think that's because of light. I've been trying to get the maximum effect out of the minimum light. And it looks good, but it doesn't quite, when I move, it's a little herkly-jerkly. I don't like bright lights in the eyes. I could have never have been a movie star. There's another reason I couldn't have been a movie star is because I am a terrible actor, but I told you that the other day. Wayne Greenside, I've always been put up by folks who question one's patriotism if you disagree on issues. Let's see what the Colin Kaepernick protest elevated a level of division. Used flags, anthem in a bad way. So you're blaming Colin for this? Maybe you might have a point. I'd have to think that through. I don't think that's spelled correctly, but believe me, I'm a terrible speller, so I'm not going to dime you out on it. Denise Carlin, I like you even more now because of that. Denise, wish I could make your picture big. What do you? Is that you and your husband or something? Denise, nice. Let's go back to Will here. I wonder who Will is. Colin Kaepernick. Protest elevated a level of division. Use flags, anthem in a bad way. Then, that might be a good point, because while there is incredible systemic racism that needs to come to the attention of everybody, it may be true that when Kaepernick did that, as justified as it may or may not have been, it kind of gave away the flag to the other side. Maybe he shouldn't have. Maybe there was a better way. Maybe not during the anthem. That's a pretty good point, because if I'm bemoaning the fact that the right now owns the icon of the flag, in some ways, when someone disses it like that, they're giving it away to the other side. So, geez, Will, I have no idea who you are. It just says Will of Lakeville. The Will of Lakeville. One Will. That's like the Duke of Lakeville. I am Will of Lakeville. Lakeville. Good point, Will. He says, I think Colin K. elevated issue and as in physics caused an equal and opposite reaction. I see. Well, if I'm really going to think everything through, that's a big statement. Is the analogy between those two, is it accurate? I don't want to stand here and have you watch me thinking on it. So I'm not going to address that. Let's see. I didn't see any respect to our flag at the Olympics. Did you? I did not. You know why? I did not watch even 1 second of the Olympics. Oh, look, there's a flag. See, now, Will, when I see the message, all I can't tell is this is a joke or something. See, your icon is the flag and Uncle Sam. So I don't know if you know it or not. Maybe you want it this way. Maybe it's unknown to you, but the way it is now, you're sending a message that you are an ultra pretty hard conservative. The message that goes along with that icon of you in your profile says to me that you don't want any immigrants, that you don't wear a mask, that you don't like people who do wear masks. Now that may not be true, but that's what that now means, and that's too bad. I'm really fascinated by Will's take on the Kaepernick thing and how he may have sort of helped the other side co-opt the flag. How else do you suppose Kaepernick could have gotten his message out? Well, he's famous. He could have worn a black armband during the whole game. He could have made a statement at any other point, right? He could have, upon a great play, he could have a symbol or something. Good point. I'm going to give you that one. I like it. And so now I'm going to have to argue with liberals on that one. Let's see. Wayne says, with a minimum of light, you're probably on the edge of lighting contrast differential for StreamYard to discern. Yeah, right. I mean, it makes the processor work harder. Harder. By the way, Wayne comes to us from YouTube. There are 3 YouTube channels now. There's Bradley J Travel, and I only name it that because it's my name. And what else am I going to call it? And there's Bradley J Personal and Bradley J's Boston. So when I do the Anthony Samarco interviews, they go on Bradley J's Boston. Did one on Boston community boating. Shot some more video. I'm going to have a fine video on that as well. I do apologize for the stream, for the broadcast we did with Anthony, because there was feedback. And I'm really working hard on that with Anthony. He doesn't use headphones, which means he has to use the speakers. So the speakers probably feed back into the microphone. I hit a mute button here because I am highly technical here. And I got to get him some headphones. We did a test where he turned down the speakers, but maybe he didn't turn them down all the way. Or maybe when you plug headphones in, it reroutes an internal connection. Maybe just plugging in headphones will stop it. We'll see. I have been upgrading stuff. I got a, small things, man. I got a new, what do you call it? Plug, a lot of power strip, a 3600 joule surge protector power strip. Oh, it makes me feel good. I love it. I got 3 new hard drives. Oh, love those. And now I've found a better, or maybe a better power strip, 4800 joules, and it's $20 cheaper. Wayne, did I sent you that? Did you see it? What do you think of it? Now we go back to Gene McCarthy. Gene, tell me what you disagree about. He says, Bradley, I cannot disagree with you more, but enjoy listening to you talk. So, do you disagree that the right has made the flag their symbol, has taken it, which was a genius move? Good, good for them. Very, very smart. Do you disagree that Reagan's icon here says that he's a conservative? Do you disagree that Colin Kaepernick should have may have aided the right in taking the flag by his anthem-related protest? Reagan says, "Oh, so we'll find out about the real Reagan now. See if his icon is accurate. I wear a mask for safety. Okay, I'm an independent, meaning I try to vote for the best candidate for the job, in my opinion. Right. I'm also retired U.S. Air Force. Who was the best candidate last time? Reagan. Who'd you vote for? You don't have to tell me. That is private. Do you remember when your parents wouldn't let you know who they voted for? You don't tell who you voted for. That was the way it should have been, really. Also, they didn't tell you how much they made. They taught me that you never talk about income. Don't ask anybody how much they make. Don't tell anybody how much you make. And now I hate when people do that. And sometimes it's people that I have to answer. Somebody that used to be a superior of mine asked me how much how much I make now. It's like, it's kind of none of your business, man. Thanks for your service, Reagan. Yeah, by the way, thanks for your service, Reagan. My brother was in the Air Force as well. I saw him the other day. He was stationed at Elmendorf AFB in Anchorage, Alaska, and also Boring Loring, right? Boring Loring is in Maine, right? Still need to know what Gene here is disagreeing about. Gene, tell us. So just tell me so I can adjust it, so I can address it. We've been going for 25 minutes now. You know, I was thinking the other day, I should just do a marathon to see if I could do 5 hours. Back when I did the radio program, I did 5 hours, but there was a 7-minute break at the top, and there were people calling, which broke it up. So we got Bradley. Are you happy with Joe Biden? So we're right here. We're doing politics, and that's cool. Fair question. So you can tell right away the deal with Jim. You see his icon. That's really all you need to say. And if that's not accurate, then you need to know that that's what it says, even though that's not really you. So, Jim, am I happy with Joe Biden? I'm happy with Joe Biden in every way except Afghanistan. I think that he should have reversed Trump's decision to leave and not left. I think it's terrible. If you're going to have a military, that's a pretty good thing that we were doing over there. We were doing a great thing. And this is just like the fall of Saigon in 74. I believe it was 74. Really very similar, right? But couldn't stay in Vietnam forever. That was a horrible, horrible thing. And you'd say, well, what's different about Afghanistan? Answer, I don't know. It's tough for me to put it into the words right now, but I feel like this was not the time. Anybody else? Will, Bradley J. The Bradley J. Show was the best ever. Well, I'm still doing the Bradley J. Show. It's not, there's no was, buddy. Here I am doing it right now. I don't do it as often. At some point, I'll get a sponsor. And you know why that'll be good? Not really for the money, but it will make me do it every day. It will give me, I'll have to be disciplined because I'll have a job and it will be my job and I can't let my sponsor down. So I'll have to be doing this every day. Now, here we go. Gene. So Gene disagreed with me. Okay. The flag shows unity for all, as it did after 9/11. Okay. So you're right. You do disagree with me on that 100%. It doesn't mean that at all. When I was getting gas in Kentucky, New Hampshire last night, no, 2 nights ago, and a pickup truck with primer, maybe it was, I think it was just primer, but if not, it was an old paint job, loud truck, 2 flags in the back, one big American flag, the other one a picture of a short barrel semi-automatic rifle, which is erroneously referred to as an assault rifle. What was the message there? Do you think the message was unity for all? No. That was, I have my freedoms. I'm going to exercise them. If you don't like it, you go jump in the lake. I don't care how it hurts you. I'm going to do what I want because it's a free country for me to do what I want, and to heck with my neighbors and to heck with you. That's the message. There's no way that dude in that truck was saying unity for all. We're one big, United States. Let's get together. So you're right. I disagree. but respectfully so. I feel the left weaponizes the flag of a sign of hate to divide the country. So I don't. They don't. How has the left weaponized the flag? The right has weaponized the flag. The right owns the flag now. When you fly the flag, I tell you what, as a little test, scroll through your social media profile photos. And this is a good test. Scroll through your social media profile photos and see how many people who have the flag as a profile photo or some iteration thereof are liberals and how many are conservatives. I'm pretty sure that the great preponderance will be conservatives, but I would be so happy to be wrong. I really would. Now we have Reagan. Reagan Bull. Is it Bolts or Bults? Bolts. Interesting name. Now here's the thing I don't like about the left. The woke left. And neither does Bill Maher. Can you please watch Bill Maher so you know what I'm talking about? I like guessing where people are from, but did you know that according to the hard left, that's a sin? That I could probably get fired for that in our new woke world. Yeah, but I like guessing what names come from what countries. I like that countries' cultures remain distinct. It's going to be boring when everybody's the same. What's the point? What's going to be the point of going to Prague if there are no cultural differences? So I like to know your name. I like to know where you're from, your heritage, what culture your forebears came from. And I like to guess where you're from all the time. So if I hear an accent, I want to ask, where are you from? And even if they say, I'm from Wisconsin, whatever, I don't care. I'm not embarrassed. I like to guess. Oh, is that a South African accent? Oh, is that a Croatian accent? I like to guess. But according to the new hard left, oh, that's a sin. And I hate that. So the hard left doesn't represent me, that's for sure. Let's see. My profile photo is my dog representing independent. Okay. I like the dog. My brother's looking after a cat, and I'm starting to like cats. Not enough to have one, but there are a lot of good things about cats. Jim, are you asking this in all seriousness, Jim, or is this are you messing with me? What's the word? I'm going to assume, for the sake of conversation, that you're being serious. Bradley, what is your favorite strand of marijuana? Strain. Well, let me tell you about marijuana. I hate edibles. They make me stupid. Super stupid. Really, and I hate them. And the effect is nothing like smoked marijuana. Smoked marijuana, the problem with smoked marijuana is the smoke. So I like a flower vape. Now, when we talk about vapes and what it does bad to you, like nicotine vapes, they're based in oil, and that's the problem. But I'm talking about just something that gets the flower hot enough so that the vapors from the flower and not the smoke, the stems, the seeds, the leaves, they're not on fire, so it's not smoke. Just hot enough to vaporize the chemical, the THC. It's called a flower vape. And what strand? Well, I like very weak marijuana, only just super weak. Just once in a while. I really wish I liked marijuana better. I wish I could substitute all alcohol for marijuana. I'd be much better off. But there's a strain called 4 Lights, which is like 12-1 CBD to THC. 4 Lights. FOUR-LIGHTS. Other than that, regular strength weed, marijuana, Mary Jane, pot, Mother Nature. Just the tiniest, teeny weeniest hit. Tiny. Wayne says, remember, the Revolutionary War rebels were liberals of their day. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, here, I was thinking about this the other day, just how our founding fathers seem, from what I can understand, to be people generally interested in the welfare of the country, and not so much self-interest. And where did we go wrong? When did that change? Was it gradual? Because now, how many legislators do you think are motivated by what's good for the country, and how many by self-interest? It's also, I would say 80% self-interest, probably more. Once you get in that club, you don't want to get out. And by the way, you don't. Once you get elected, you're in. You got to screw up badly. Jim Zuppe. There are a bunch of flower vapes out there. The very popular one is called PAX 3, but the PAX 2 is just has fewer bells and whistles, and it's cheaper. I did a lot of research and tried to find the purest one. And we say, Will says Gary Johnson was the best presidential candidate. I wish he had gotten elected. In 2016, he voted for Gary Johnson. I voted for John, what's his name, the governor of Ohio, to tell you the truth. Does that surprise you? A Republican? Yeah, I don't, just please be in the middle. That's all I care about. Wayne says sometimes liberals and conservatives are backwards or upside down in their positions. The two-party system has really hurt us. Haven't we always had that kind of? I mean, for the most part, it's the only one we've had. It helped us. I know. So really, the primaries kind of act as the weeder out of other parties. I mean, different people in the primaries represent different sort of factions. And in the primaries, you choose your two most popular factions, and they go head to head. By name, yes, it's a two-party system, but faction-wise, there are more factions, and they get their shot in the primaries. Great show. Stay cool. Got to go. All right, Jono, listen to me. I've been talking for 38 minutes. Jeez, it's almost time for, what time is it? 3:50. Oh, no, it's not time for a cocktail. Hey, this has been good because there haven't been those people that, when I used to do a call-in radio show, used to call in and not think. There was one guy that used to just call in and say, I just want to say how great our president is. He's so great. Yeah, but what about this? He's just so great. I knew practically verbatim what he was going to say every time. People have their issues. There was somebody else that would call in and start talking about pets, and then always switch to immigration. You could completely tell it was going to happen. Dennis K. No, Will says Dennis K. from Ohio. Oh, really? Kucinich? No way. I may have said that. That was a different me, I guess. If I believe you, I believe you. Cocktail? No, it's too soon. I'm trying actually to just drink beer and wine these days. I'm trying desperately to lose weight. My goal is 165. In 2 past, regular physicals, I asked the doctor, what should my weight be? Ideally, she and he, they both independently arrived at 165. So, okay. I'm at 174 this morning, down from 209 for an all-time high. Okay. I suppose it's time to go now. I'll work on the boating. Did I tell you I joined Boston Community Boating? Yeah. Kind of exciting. You don't get to go very far, but you do learn. So that's something. All right, my friends. Thank you. Please, if you like me and want to do me a favor, subscribe to my 3 YouTube channels. Only 48 more to go on the travel one to get to 1,000. 48. You could help me out big time. Okay, bye now.